I mean, these engines fails, and when they do fail, they fail terribly. Hi, my name is Steve, and from now on, I'm going to introduce myself and walk you through the video I do. This is the part 2 of 1 liter EcoBoost broken camshaft. Now, in the previous video, we weren't really explaining ourselves what we were doing, not much in detail. But from further on, we're going to try to explain ourselves what we're doing. I'm going to go more in detail. What actually happened with this engine is we got a broken camshaft. How did that happen? Well, with further investigation, we actually find out that the camshaft broke because was a lot of tension, causing just premature wear and snapping the camshaft. For the left side of that cylinder head still looks fine, the lobes looks fine, but on the right side of that cylinder head on the intake ports, it looks absolutely destroyed, which it was probably causing a lot of heat and resistance and friction, and that causing the snap. With that, as I said, we find out that in the cylinder block you would have an Allen key port where you take the bolt off and you inspect the filter. That filter is actually going up to the cylinder head and turbocharger feed for the oil lubrication. Now that part is actually missing, it's not there. By me saying that, I think what happened is someone was at a few thousand kilometers on it and was cleaning up the oil sump, cleaning up the oil strainer on the oil pump, and just putting everything back together, but they were never actually replacing the timing belt. It doesn't look as good. I mean, it's hard to see it on the footage, but the belt is actually very bad and very thin and degraded, including the one for the oil pump. Same thing, a genuine Ford one. On the car we have about 170,000 kilometers. So why would I say that the engine was just being stripped down from the bottom end and clearing up and putting it all back together? Well, that's one of the reasons. The illustrator looks clean enough, but the belt looks very degraded. And you can see a lot of silicone around that engine. And yeah, that was definitely someone working on it before. And the car was probably lasted for a few thousand kilometers, but it just failed at the end. So you do need to change them belts on the car and inspect the engine. So I say all the stuff from the wet belt started degrading and it just accumulating, and that was just building up on the cylinder head, which caused one of them little cavities or ports for lubricating the camshaft to fail, not lubricate. Now the bottom end looks fine, and we inspect the play and the wear, and there's nothing there. So we got a major damage on the cylinder head, which we're gonna replace, but the rest of the engine is fine. Now we're at the stage where we're gonna clean the deck. We're gonna prep the rest of the engine and get the new cylinder head, skim the head, put the new gaskets, and obviously the car is going to be ready to run. I mean, these engines fails, and when they do fail, they fail terribly. Like this engine here didn't fail from the wet belt, but it failed from the poor maintenance of the oil replacements. I would say back in the past, someone wasn't changing oil quite frequently, and all that debris was just accumulating and causing the damage on the cylinder head. Cylinder walls and the pistons look absolutely fine, so it's a lucky enough engine, but not as lucky to not replace the cylinder head. Remember, you do need to replace the oil on time. Don't go by the manufacturer, which is 10,000 to 15,000 or 20,000 kilometers. Do every 6 months or every 9,000 kilometers. Oil is very cheap for these cars, and it's always cheaper, and it's going to be always cheaper than hiring someone to replace the whole cylinder head or major work on these engines. Here we inspect the drain just in case if it's not blocked, then we inspect the feed oil delivery pipe for the turbocharger, and it was blocked enough, so we will need to get the turbo inspected in the turbocharger place. But hope I'm gonna get more followers and viewers so I can keep the channel going. Thank you so much for watching.